Decent visibility across the area, but it could get really foggy later on tonight. We'll show you what we're tracking in your First Alert forecast.
And with Christmas just 2 days away, we're headed where the magic is at. The magic of lights as we prepare for the big Christmas day. And even though Santa may have to pull the shorts out this Christmas, we're bringing you the weather extra on some of the hottest Christmases on record and where this year stands.
Live on your side. First Alert Weather Extra starts right now.
And thank you for staying with us for Weather Extra. A lot to talk about, Tania. Could be a little bit foggy there for Christmas Eve.
Oh, yeah, and I'm tracking a little bit more fog for Christmas Day morning, so definitely want to be careful out on those roads.
I know we've been singing Rudolph around here all day because of foggy Christmas Eve, but right now we are looking at really some decent visibility. It's a nice night out there if you need to run out, grab a couple more gifts or some groceries, run some errands. It's all nice and mild. 61 degrees in Birmingham right now. Overnight lows tonight will be in the 50s, so not terribly cold. Just grab you a light pullover before you head out the door. We're down to 55 at Coleman, so maybe if you're headed out to the Kendall Mart tonight, should be a nice evening for that. Late tonight, though, we could start to see some fog development around our area. South Alabama could be really dense down in here. Notice there are dense fog advisories in place for Wilcox County, down into Choctaw County, and I think especially for our southern areas. Got to watch it into early tomorrow morning. But here's the visibility forecast. And we'll start it out. This is actually showing the forecast as we go into Christmas morning here. You can see Thursday 4 a.m. And yeah, look at these visibilities here. Thursday morning, it really drops off across the entire area. So when we mentioned tomorrow morning, we could see some fog, but especially early on Thursday. So watch out for that. It will give way to some breaks in the clouds during the afternoon. So that's about the only big impact that we're seeing. The other big story, of course, will be the warmer temperatures with highs in the 70s tomorrow, just depending on how much sunshine we see. I still think we head towards some at least low 70s, mid 70s on Thursday. The record high for Thursday in Birmingham's 80 degrees, 78 Tuscaloosa, Anniston. I don't know if we'll quite get to those levels. However, we'll see some 70s certainly during the day. It's going to feel very comfortable, but we get to enjoy a couple more days with temperatures in the 70s, but some big changes coming up in the next week. That next big cold front Sunday into Monday. I think Sunday we could see some rain. It looks like most of that may hold off until Sunday night, and there's a line of showers that move south. Maybe a thunderstorm with that. I'm just not seeing a major risk of storms at this time, but check in for updates over the next few days. Check the First Alert weather app as we fine-tune the forecast. That should move out of here quickly into early Monday morning, and that's when the temperatures take the tumble. As you can see, that colder air returning. Looks like it's mostly into Monday morning when we really start to see those 30s for lows. Looks like highs will be only in the 40s on Monday, and then next Tuesday, a week from today, some of the data suggesting we may only see highs in the upper 30s for a lot of areas. So one of the next big things we'll be tracking also that return to winter for next week. But certainly with these warmer or at least milder temperatures, I mentioned if you're headed out this evening, one of the fun events, of course, this time of the year is check out the Christmas lights, right, Tania?
Oh, yes, certainly, Wes. 'Tis the season for all things magic and sparkles. The Magic of Lights at Alabama Adventure is preparing for Christmas in just under 2 days. Your Taylor Pollock joins us now live. Taylor, how's things looking? It looks like you have some friends with you now.
I do have some friends, Tania, and I gotta tell you, I think it's feeling a lot better out here now than when you were out here. I know it was pretty cold when you were here. It feels great out here, and you kind of get the best of both worlds because they've even got their snow machine going, so it's warm enough to come out and enjoy Main Street here at Alabama Adventure's Magic of Lights, which is where we are now. And I'm actually joined by the Epps family, and they actually made a pretty amazing travel to come all the way out here. Tell me, guys, where'd you guys come from?
Livingston, Alabama.
And you guys come out here regularly. What makes it worth it to come out here to Magic of Lights?
The great experience is it kind of brings back my childhood memory, and there's nothing where I'm from that's compared to this. So I really enjoy it, you know.
Absolutely. Like, there's so many fun lights, and then of course there's Main Street. So kids, I gotta ask you, you went through the course, you saw the lights. What was your favorite thing that you saw out there?
When I saw Mary and Joseph.
Mary and Joseph.
When I saw baby Jesus in the middle of where Mary and Joseph had their baby.
Absolutely. And then, you know, you got what was everybody's favorite thing? I saw you guys taking some pictures earlier. What was your favorite part about coming out here to Main Street?
see that candy cane thing over there with the boat on it. It was pretty fun to sit in and walk in and go through.
And I'm sure Mom and Dad, you enjoyed taking those pictures and making those memories, right?
Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did. And had a little fun with playing a little Connect Four with them, too.
Yeah.
I like the hot cocoa, so everyone should.
I don't know what they put in that hot cocoa, but it is on another level, and I am not just saying that. Awesome. But yeah, like I said, there's so much holiday fun out here. They are open every day now through January 3rd from 5:30 to 9. Tickets are available now. For now, your reporter Taylor Pollock, WBRC 6 News on your side.
Well, take a look at our Magic Lights forecast, both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. It opens both nights, 5:30. So if you just want to get out the house during the holiday, your kids are home and cozy, they can ride in the car to drive through the lights in their pajamas. Why not? Temperatures will stay in the 60s for the start of Magical Lights and then eventually cool into the 50s later into the night. But what about other years? It's been unseasonably warm for Christmas. Your First Alert meteorologist Megan Thomas breaks it all down right here.
We have been talking about the unseasonably warm Christmas Eve, Christmas Day headed our way. We're projecting temperatures in the lower 70s for both of those days. Now, 74 is what we've got for Christmas, about 73, 74 degrees. Now, is that going to be the warmest Christmas ever on record? No, but we're going to be really close. Birmingham's records from 2016 is 78. Tuscaloosa is 80 from 2016. And Anniston also saw 78 degrees back in 2015. So just 10 years ago, we were breaking record warmth. Now, a little bit longer than that. About 42 years ago, we saw the coldest Christmas ever on record. The average low is 37. We won't even be that cold in the morning. We're talking temperatures 40s, 50s, where the record temperature in the morning for Christmas morning was 18 back in 1983. Tuscaloosa saw 5 degrees that year, and Anniston saw 3 degrees back in 1983. Now, if you're thinking about the coldest Christmas, what does it mean for a white Christmas? Well, here's how we're breaking it down. For areas along and north of 278, we're categorizing in the you wish category. Then areas mainly along that 20 corridor, it's just not happening. And further south you go, back towards DeMop, you better keep dreaming for a white Christmas. But once we get through that warmth, we're looking at temperatures potentially in the 30s and 40s on Monday afternoon as a pretty strong cold front comes through. And then even colder conditions by Tuesday morning of next week, teens and 20s. So don't put away the winter coat just yet, because look at also on Monday into Tuesday, the wind chill drops temperatures again into the teens across the entire southeast, single digits to negative back up along the Great Lakes.
New on Weather Extra. The rain continuing in California literally today, bringing dangerous flooding conditions. See how officials are preparing in just 30 seconds.
We're going to be talking about all that active weather has been impacting the southwest U.S. You know, a lot of times we deal with a lack of precipitation here across our region. Often we see more than average precipitation across the west coast, and that's been the general pattern. But I know a lot of interest. If you're traveling, maybe headed out this weekend going to the Rose Bowl, if you have tickets for next week, just to let you know there will be more of these heavy rainfall impacts happening across Southern California. This is a current look at the radar view, and more of this rain's expected to move in. You may have heard this term atmospheric river, basically the southern branch of the Jets, but very active. A lot of Pacific moisture streaming in across that part of the country. And yeah, you know, typically you think about the Rose Bowl, you think about some nice weather this time of the year, but wet weather is going to be a possibility for next week. So keep a watch on the First Alert weather app. It follows you wherever you go. Just make sure you put Pasadena in the weather app and you'll get those alerts. Of course, if you have the Follow Me function active on the app, if you are traveling for the holidays, wherever you go, again, you'll get those forecasts wherever you are. But we'll talk more about the Rose Bowl forecast, the Birmingham Bowl, what you can expect there, and we'll have more on the 10-day forecast coming up.
Thanks, Wes. If you're a last-minute Christmas shopper like me, well, then you probably need to head out to the stores tomorrow. Maybe just getting groceries. Whether you're getting groceries or some last-minute gifts, I have that last-minute forecast. It looks great. Maybe some patchy fog early tomorrow morning, but by the time stores are opening up, the fog should have dissipated by then. Low 60s right around 10 o'clock. We'll see highs tomorrow in the 70s. Don't need that heavy coat out and about shopping tomorrow. Low 60s right around 7 p.m. Winds will remain light tomorrow, but we could see some more dense fog developing into your early Christmas morning. Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt will have more details on that when we take a full look at the 10-day forecast here in just a bit. But taking you back to the West Coast, we first brought you the story yesterday of torrential rain falling in Northern California over the weekend. But now Southern California, including Los Angeles, are facing major threats. Meanwhile, state and local officials are reminding residents to be extra cautious while behind the wheel. Much of Central California is under a flood watch until Friday, and the National Weather Service expects up to 5 inches of rain across the northern Syria by mid-week. Because of the incoming rain, evacuation warnings are in effect today for areas with burn scars from recent wildfires. Nicole Comstock has the latest on how officials are preparing the ground for the storms.
It's a full-service operation at this sandbag station in Altadena.
We're close to 800.
Courtesy of Johnny Lopez and Roger Villasenor, who've been putting in the work all day to get people ready for this incoming storm.
It's scary. It's really scary.
Carol Licata says mud flow from the previous storms that followed the Eaton fire carved out a new and concerning floodplain behind her property.
There's 2 streams now where there used to be 1, and they meet right at the back of my property. And it's changed significantly in the last 2 storms. So this one, we're just getting ready for whatever. Whatever happens.
LA County Public Works tells us the debris basins in the area have all been cleared. And as soon as the storm starts, they'll have work crews out monitoring the burn scar.
Being a person that was born and raised in Altadena before my family moved down to Pasadena, seeing how all the foliage and shrubbery has just burned away, yeah, they need to keep an eye on that.
Families in those flood-prone areas will be under evacuation warnings starting Tuesday. And they're being cautioned that those warnings could turn into orders.
I heard we were going to have rain. I didn't think it was going to be that much.
I got a warning on my phone when I was being dropped off over here.
This family says they're spending Christmas Eve night at a relative's house just to avoid driving home in the rain. So their hearts go out to the people bracing for potential storm damage.
Thank God nothing happened to our house, but we see people, some are barely starting to rebuild.
Well, coming up, we're going to talk about what you can expect for your Christmas Eve and how one state is fighting snow with more snow. We'll be right back. You're watching First Alert Weather Extra.
Well, looking ahead to next week, you can see a big change by the time we get to the Birmingham Bowl there. Temperatures will be in the 40s, and there might still be some leftover clouds. A lot of times we get that colder air flowing in. Sometimes these low clouds, it's tough to get those out of here. But I think Monday, maybe some clouds in the morning at least. But there will be some clouds tomorrow morning and some foggy weather. That is going to be a concern. A first alert for fog, especially in that 4 to 9 a.m. time frame, central and southern areas. And then we get to Christmas morning, and area-wide, that could be a big issue out there early in the day. So some fog impacts, so we may have to call a first alert weather day as we get a little bit closer to Christmas morning for that start to the day. But the rest of the day, we should clear out. Notice right now we have no clouds overhead. It has cleared out nicely, and it's still mild. This very mild air mass over the state. Look at these temperatures here by 9:30 tonight. Some of us still showing 60s there on the map. But you can see out tomorrow morning, again, this is the model data picking up on that stratus layer of cloud cover there, especially in areas to the south. There are dense fog advisories down in the South Alabama. So if you're getting an early start tomorrow morning, maybe traveling for the big Christmas holiday, just keep that in mind. You'll want to factor in some extra drive time early in the day. Rest of Christmas Eve, though, nice weather heading into the evening. Santa won't have any issues there through midnight tomorrow night. But as we get to Thursday morning, you can see we're going to be covered up with some morning clouds and some foggy weather again, a mild start in the 60s. Some of this new data coming in suggesting these clouds may hold strong there into Thursday afternoon. I still think we're going to see some mid-70s, but we're staying optimistic that we'll get a little bit of sunshine by the afternoon. Now, these clouds will be a factor Friday and Saturday. Even though we warm up into the 70s, it will be mostly cloudy as we go to the Friday-Saturday time frame, and looks mainly dry for both of those days. But notice Sunday, here's that chance of rain. We actually get through most of the day. The way this times out looks like into Sunday evening, another cold front on the way, and you can see that rain settles in here. I'm not really seeing a major severe risk out of this, but a pretty good chance of rain during the overnight, and again maybe some clouds sticking around through Monday. Look at this next Tuesday morning. Look at these temperatures here, teens and 20s. So yeah, it comes back, a big drop in those temperatures. A first alert for next Tuesday morning, widespread freeze threat, and that colder weather is going to take us right on into 2026 as we look ahead towards next Thursday for New Year's Day. Highs around 53 degrees, and it looks like for next Thursday right now for both New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, look dry. But to talk more about the long-range forecast, Tania joins us again. And Tania, you know, the thing about it around here, I know a lot of times we say, you might hear, well, 40 is not too cold. But, you know, when you go from 70s like this to highs in the 40s, it's just back and forth. It's so tough to get adjusted, right?
Yeah, certainly. And with the sicknesses going around, it just makes it hard to stay healthy and to stay sick-free. So just make sure you're taking that vitamin C and caring for yourself as much as you can, especially with the swinging temperatures on the way. And the Climate Prediction Center is now picking up on it as well. Below average temperatures expected for not just the southeast, but really all along the East Coast, with above average conditions further to the west, West Coast, Pacific Northwest. But as we zoom in here, Central Alabama is included in those below average temperatures, December 29 through January 2nd. What about rainfall? Well, above average rainfall for the New Mexico area, looks like Albuquerque over towards the southern portions of California, Nevada, maybe even the Colorado area. But here across the southeast, below average rainfall expected. So we don't see just a complete washout heading into the first few days of January. And matter of fact, I'm not seeing a whole lot of rain in the forecast besides this cold front coming into our area by the end of this upcoming weekend. We'll keep you up to date on that 10-day forecast and of course beyond the 10-day, because things are subject to change. Be sure to stay up to date with us right here on First Alert Weather Extra. But Wyoming officials seeking to stop a possible avalanche decided to fight fire with fire, or in this case, snow, by setting off an avalanche of their own. Jeremy Roth explains in today's Take a Look at This.
Causing an avalanche to prevent an avalanche. Yep, it's a thing, and it's what left authorities in Wyoming digging out a road from beneath a nearly 30-foot tall wall of snow. Crews were forced to close the Teton Pass after mitigation teams triggered a controlled avalanche that brought tons of snow sliding down the mountainside. Controlled avalanches, like this one from last March, are executed when risky snow and wind conditions are present as a way to beat Mother Nature to the punch, so to speak, and allow officials to deal with the already slid snow in a more controlled environment. The towering mound of snow and debris left on the Teton Pass highway gave cleanup crews a very tall task, but they were eventually able to dig through and reopen the roadway safely. Crews in central England have been working tirelessly on their own tricky situation after a sinkhole opened up near a canal and swallowed up 2 boats. Officials say 10 people were rescued after the 164-square-foot sinkhole breached the canal's wall, trapping a pair of narrow vessels and leaving a third teetering on the edge. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, and the operation has since moved out of its emergency phase. Finally, from land and sea to the air, which is presumably where a sticky situation stemmed from in California when a horned owl collided with a vehicle and got lodged in its front grille. County fire and animal control officers worked together to carefully remove the live bird, which did receive some injuries from the incident, but was safely transferred to an area wildlife rescue service for evaluation. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
It's picture time here on Weather Extra. It's where we show your It's picture time here on Weather Extra. It's where we show your photos that you sent in through our First Alert weather app. And we're starting out with a picture from Goldville. This is in from Susan Redding, and a sunrise in Goldville, Alabama. And it looks like the sun's made of gold in that view. You got the fog there with the trees. Man, that's a lovely view. Thank you, Susan, for sending that in. Look at this. Joanna Ransom has ransomed a lovely picture in from Leesburg, the Pollard's Bend area, and you get the reflection of that sunset off the water. Man, we've got some really good photographers in our area that have sent in pictures, and it's hard to choose some of these pictures because they're all so good. Check this one out. This is the last sunset of fall sent in by someone named Tommy. So this was last Saturday. It was the last picture of fall, and then Sunday we had the the winter solstice, shortest period of daylight here in the northern hemisphere. So it's wintertime now, even though it doesn't feel like it around here. Let's get one more if we can before we have to move on. Let's see, let me push the button, and Denise Corley. Man, is that lovely. A Logan Martin sunset. Man, absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to give a little sunset to our picture time right now. If you would like to send in a photo, basically when you send it in through the First Alert Weather app, it gives us permission to use it. So, and it's easier for us to get those access to those pictures. So download the First Alert Weather app. It's a free download. And then when you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see where you can submit photos, and you can be a part of Weather Extra.
You know, we need to get like a recliner for Mickey, you know, and just roll it out there where he can just sit back and talk about the photos. He just loves going through those photos. We love going through those as well. But so many great pictures that folks have been sending us on the First Alert Weather app. Keep those coming. We love those.
Especially since we have quieter days over the next few days. Get outside, take pictures of that sunset. Hey, Christmas Day, if you're home and you're chilling, step outside.
Hey, Santa may be bringing some nice new phones.
Yeah,
I mean,
try to catch a picture of Santa too. We want to see those.
Yeah, we'll have to. And actually, we've been working on Santa Tracker today. Tania and I put some graphics together.
We'll be tracking Santa tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be tracking Santa Claus tomorrow evening.
Well, listen, we've got some nice weather. Thing we've got to watch out for next couple of mornings. We're going to have some patchy fog out there. Early Thursday morning, Christmas morning, it looks really foggy. That's the one new development today. You and I were taking a look at some of the data. But next chance of rain Sunday, really not a lot of wet weather, just some big temperature changes. And we'll have more on this tonight.
First at 9 and 10. Have a wonderful